Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here. Welcome to another Etheria Restart video, and today we are going to go over the ultimate beginner's guide for Etheria Restart. Now this has been wonderfully compiled by our guild Scarlet over on Global, and we'll cover topics such as the resources, the core mechanics, and most importantly in this video, the beginner's strategy. Alright, this is going to be a free-to-play approach as well as taking a look at the SSR selector of choice and how to progress with the characters that are given to you. Some of them are going to be just SR in rarity, and how to optimize your team in pushing some of the most important content out there to maximize your efficiency. And of course, this document will be pinned in the comment and left in the description, so you can always refer back as well. So let's get things started. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Etheria Restart is having its closed beta test. Even though it's closed, you can actually download and participate. Everyone can do so. By using my link down below to download the game, you'll be heading to a download page where you can download the game via test flight on the iOS or Android or Windows, and yes, you can join. Now, you can also top up and get a rebate for the full launch, but the progress will be wiped at release. But if you are looking to get things started and you want to play Etheria, now is the perfect time. So let's get started with the guide on how to maximize your starting journey. So first of all, please note that in this game is very similar to a lot of the PvP, PvE, turn-based strategy games that you play out there, okay? You have your characters that you build, and you're gonna have to use stamina to farm various stages in order to upgrade the characters and their gear. And of course, stamina is super important in this game because right now, everyone is capped, okay? If we go over in-game, and of course, I'm on the test server, you can see that the stamina refill is capped at 10 max on a day. Right, so for CBT, I highly recommend you if you want to get a feel of the game, if you want to keep up even the biggest whales, because the mega whales, they can only refresh 10 times a day as well. So it might not be a bad time in the closed beta test only to maximize your stamina refresh to see what the game is all about. When the full game launches, of course, I'll tell you how to spread out your stamina usage, but if you don't want to fall behind in initial parts, stamina is going to be super important. Now, getting started and taking a look at what is available on the guide, the core mechanics, and we talked about it very briefly, is going to be upgrading your units to make sure they are fully decked out, right? I highly suggest you to check out the Pride website because they have the database for all of these shells, which I'll go over in game as well. Essentially, your Animus or your unit have modules, which are gears that you can equip, and each gear have their substats and main stats, and they also have set bonuses, which are matrices, and these set bonuses are activated by your shells, which replaces the weapons or the light cones or the signature stuff that you see in other games. And you want to farm your gear as well as farm the shell as you're progressing through the game. The shells give you individual passive effects on the character, and also they have a unique skill. So each shell have different unique skills, as you can see, and some of them are really good, and they also have different rarities, and each shell will have different matrix effects. So again, check the database because some shells, they don't have certain sets that are available to, for example, maximize the speed or maximize the HP on a character that specializes in something else. So always make sure you know what you're farming, because that is one of the key component of the game. Now that you know the basic, the set to the mechanics, think about how you are going to progress. When you're starting out, the game is going to give you a ton of free resources. There is going to be events that just shower you with upgrade mats, and most importantly, free characters that everyone will be getting. So once again, we're going to the Animus. You can see that this character, Lan, is a really good damage dealer for beginners, because not only is she free, everyone gets a copy, she also has really good AoE coming out from her kit, okay? And part of the strategy with even if you're free to play player is to upgrade your Lian, because part of the event in upgrading Lian, you are going to get a lot of rewards when you're going through her upgrade route. And not to mention, even if you commit into a lot of resources in her, there is going to be a reconfiguration event in which you will be able to reset and get all of the investments back. So that's why it's super important for you to invest in her, to go ahead and progress through this main tutorial missions to get all of these additional rewards. And at the end, if you're not planning to use her, you can reset her. And same goes for another character that you'll be able to get, and then he is an SR character. Now, the note the important thing that in this game, a lot of these characters that are super good are also SR, and Gray is one of those characters you will meet as you're starting out the game. He's got a crit rate above to the entire team, as well as gaining an extra turn after immediately, and also a defense down. So you can see that he's going to be super good for your team and offer that supportive capability. And now you have your support, your main damage dealer. What about a healer? So a couple options here. You have Linglong, who everyone will get this for free on day 7. So you can see there is a there's a repeating theme here that a lot of these characters are going to be free for you guys to get. And she is busted as a PvE healer. You'll see her in play in PvP as well. She has AoE heal with the spell and applies immunity. So she's going to be a fantastic addition. And in the meantime, when you are waiting for Linglong, if you didn't get her early, another super good character who's arguably on par, if not better than Linglong, is going to be Sania. And she is only an SR rank character. Okay, Sania has the ability to, of course, boost her team with boost herself with the turn meter basic attack, as well as a passive that not only heals passively, but also has the ultimate that revives the team. All right, this is going to be super important, and she's going to be SR, so relatively easy to get. So now you have a healer, you have your main free SSR damage dealer, and then you have your supporter in Gray with the defense down and the crit rate. The final character that is going to round out your team, if you go to the summon part, is going to be Tiamat. That's right, Tiamat. There's going to be a targeted summon. Here you go, that everyone gets, and when you are in the game, all right, there's going to be a beginner's banner that you go guarantee to get the targeted SSR within 40 summons. Now, this is one thing to pay attention to. I highly recommend you to wait before you summon on this banner, because there are so many events. By just spending a couple of dollars, you'll be getting all of these temples, your tickets and whatnot. And if you want to wait until some SSRs start showing up before you commit to Tiamat, that's great, because sometimes you might just get Tiamat off of some of the other pulls, and then if you if you already pulled Tiamat from your targeted banner, that's not ideal, right? If you got Tiamat somewhere else, the next highest recommended character, I would say, is going to be Hellkit, who has essentially an team-wide immunity shield that also is super good against PvE and some PvP content too. So Hellkit is going to be my next bet, but I digress. Tiamat, the reason why she is going to be an absolute must-have is because of how she scales. As she is going to fight on the battlefield, she transforms. She gets to transform at a certain threshold, okay, for every stack that she gets from her passive, and she turns into this dragon beast that just absolutely dominates. And she is an HP scaling character, and because you have someone like Sania who is able to revive, heal passively, she is gonna be able to clear pretty much every single content out there, which is absolutely insane in terms of viability. So going through the guide, essentially you're starting out with an SR Gray and SSR Lian for free, okay, and you have Linglong on day 7, and a directed summon, go for Tiamat. If you don't have or if you get Tiamat early somewhere else, then you can go for Hellkit, and absolutely so strong. And of course, the rate up character currently is going to be Freya, and Freya is a really good character as well. She just offers a lot to the team with turn action bar manipulation, the ability to increase defense up, as well as the ability to increase a 2-turn attack buff, and also Nightmare, which heals the attack, so offering lifesteal. So she does it all. She does it all, but is a very nice to have instead of a must to have for free to play and players that are just starting out. So again, the rest of the SR characters that are going to be kind of key for the rest of your content push are listed out here as well. And the Sania, Valerian, Kazumi, Kazuo, Ring, and Shiaki. And again, they are super good in these PvE content, which is going to be the main part as you're progressing. Now, the first part is that you are going to farm shells starting out, and I'll show you guys what I mean. Because in this game, like I've said in the initial stages, your most important part is going to be leveling up your characters and also gearing them through either modules or shells. So once you go into the challenges, right, there are a couple of things here. Grim Pursuit is going to be the shell bosses. You want to farm the shell bosses, and again, the same team I've showed you guys, you can essentially clear most of them, all right, with some caveats. And you can see that once you have farmed out shell bosses, you can then switch to farming the gear, and the gear are going to be the threshold farming, the module drops here. Okay, so the progression you want to do is go through story. When you're stuck, go through Grim Pursuit, which is the shell drop, and clear as far as you can. And then when you're stuck, equip those shells and go to Threshold. And when you're stuck on the Threshold, you can go back to the Grim Pursuit. And all of that, as you are going through, make sure that you are completing the events as well as claiming all these upgrade materials, which are super important, especially from the growth boost as well as the initial rewards. That's going to be super crucial in your progression. So the threshold gear farming, again, we're going to use some of these very similar teams, and I'll probably release separate guides for separate boss fights. But yeah, the key part is that with your main character, your three key team, the core team is going to be Lingnuo or Sania here if you don't have Lingnuo yet, plus Tiamat, and then Gray is going to be there sometimes, but the rest two spots are going to be rather flex. Okay, so the Sustainer plus Tiamat is going to be clearing everything, and then Lian is there for an extra damage, and if you need to swap things out for additional support, or your flex spot in Gray is going to be switched up depending on whatever you want to run. You can see the SR choices are here with S's or upgrades if you are looking for that. So I don't want to have this video for too long, because as we get started, we're going to live stream as well for our day one progression, so you can catch me on the channel, and we'll have more information as we're going through our day one, as well as some of the teams that we're going to be running. But to get things started, of course, the most important part, as you know, is plan your stamina usage wisely. Go for Tiamat on the SSR selector, pick up Gray, upgrade your Lian as you can reset her. That's the most important part, so don't worry about wasting resources, and then go from there, and that's going to be your core team. Anyhow, thank you so much once again for watching this video, and it's TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye now.